Lawrence Anini, one of Nigeria's most famous criminals, became notorious for leading a gang that terrorized Benin City in the 1980s. Funny enough, we have the Edo ladies here this afternoon. So his story is one of how early exposure to negative influences, poverty, and a lack of proper guidance led him down the path of crime. Anini's criminal behavior reportedly started during his childhood. It is said that he grew up in a tough environment where he was exposed to petty crimes and immoral behavior at a young age. He started by engaging in minor theft and robberies, and this early exposure to crime became the foundation of his later more serious activities as a notorious armed robber. There's a notable story of Anini biting his mother in a moment of rage. It is said that his mother confronted him about his criminal activities and tried to stop him, but Anini reacted violently, biting her in anger. This tragic incident also highlights the tension between parental influence and an individual's choice. So despite all his mother's attempts to make sure that he stays away from crime, Anini's environment, peer groups, and internet choices ultimately shaped his life. Hello Vigilants, welcome to another educative and entertaining episode this afternoon. Vigilance is all about digging deep into matters and exploring different perspectives on civic matters. I am Olaitan Babatunde. And as always, I have with me my amazing ladies. Emphasis on ladies, because Lady Grace is here today. Good afternoon, Precious and Grace.
Good afternoon. The host with the most vibe.
Thank you. And today, I started with Anini's story.
Okay.
Your brother.
Our brother.
No,
Your
it's
brother.
not my brother.
Annie is not your brother. It's from Edo State.
No, I'm from Edo State. It's not my brother.
Shally Poppy Uncle is not your brother.
I think it's from Annie is from Edo State. I'm from Edo.
But actually, Annie is actually our brother.
He's
Let's
your
not
brother
deny.
now.
No, I can dash you the brother.
No, okay, now, when we talk about Rema, is Rema your brother?
I can say I can relate because he's a young, talented young boy.
Ashawo you are.
Okay,
Ashawo
so
you are.
it's funny how people relate to people that are doing well in the society. But then, my sister, whatever makes you relate to Rema means you should be able to relate to Hanini.
Oh, yes.
He's not my brother. I don't know him.
He's our brother, Grace. He's our brother. His spirit is actually. His spirit is seeing you. If he slap you, if he bite your ears.
Like seriously, stealing is not running in my generation.
Wait, Grace, where is your loyalty?
We don't know Edo people to be.
Grace, do you love Edo State?
Oh God, the heartbeat of the nation. What do you mean?
Okay, do you love every member of every person that comes from Edo State?
I love you dearly.
Okay, so why?
But
why don't you love Anini?
Whatsoever I'm not proud of, I don't think I can be.
Now this kind of person, when they born pikin, if the child is not doing well, that child,
He's not my
she can
it's
never
for the
come out and
father.
say no, this for the father. But once that child is doing well, now bag one better scholarship, she will go and print shirt and write in the front.
I am the
Precious is
mother.
my first child. I carried that for 9
That
months.
is my daughter.
Okay, so today we're talking about parental influence on moral decadence in our society. Now, in our culture, certain ethics and morals have become ingrained as habits. So either we want to argue it or not, it has become part of us. We grew up knowing that this is how we should live life. Now, when these are not adhered to, one is often labeled as unruly or poorly raised. For example, we grow up learning from our parents that stealing is wrong. And if we do steal, we understand that there will be consequences. This is why people say the family is the first school of learning, meaning a child reflects what the parents have taught them. Okay, most times people mistake morals and ethics. They use them interchangeably, but then I think we should put this out there. For ethics is like the rules and the guidelines that you must follow in a profession.
Yes, of a
But then
profession.
when it comes to morals, it is what is wrong and what is right. Simply put,
culturally.
it is your perspective of this is wrong, this is right, but it is often shaped by culture, family,
Belief,
the society, and all of that, and your individual value as a person. So this
decision.
Yes. So this leads me to the first question. What if that thing that the society, the culture says is wrong, I believe it is right? Should I be reprimanded for that?
No.
What about you, Grace? Okay, for example, before now, it is not in our culture to put on trousers. You get. Then they put on Iro and Buba for the Yorubas. and then you just, you're a little bit enlightened, and then you start putting on trousers.
Civilization.
Yes. At that point, when ladies started putting on trousers, there's this stigma that comes with it that, oh, you're wearing what belongs to men. Even in church, there's this way they look at you. So now my question is, you believe that wearing a trouser is not a bad thing. In fact, I am protecting myself. But then the society looks at you as though you're not desired to be in that society. Like, they want to isolate you. So that's why I'm asking now, like, what you believe is right. It's not wrong. Should you be reprimanded for it?
I think morality for me is about conscience.
Okay.
It's about conscience. If I'm doing something and my conscience is not
telling
hitting me, I'm free to do it.
Bam. I agree.
If my conscience is, everyone have conscience. Well, so if you are doing bad and you know that, and your conscience is telling you it's a bad thing, either culturally, non-culturally, desist from it. But this case that you just made mention of, this one is about
foreign
culture
yeah.
that I was imbibed in us and all of that.
Yeah.
So if at the long run you see that, oh, your eyes is now open. Education is a ladder.
Yeah, sure.
Education is a ladder. So when the elders always say what the elders see when they are sitting down, my dear, if education give you that ladder to see what is there,
you will not see it.
You will see it more than what they are saying. They are sitting down.
But they say we will not see it.
We will see it because education has given me the ladder to see what they accept. They are not
seeing. Yeah.
There are so many absorbed culture that is still working. That Willie said I should practice it because it's my culture. But because I know my conscience and my level of civilization is now to that stage, I think I should desist from it. It's morality for me is a thing of conscience.
Okay. Like, I just remembered something now. There was something I saw, like I even witnessed it, like a friend of mine. We were just having a conversation one time. And I was like, bro, Shay, you're a married man. And he was like, so? And I said, even the Bible said adultery. Like, you see, this guy made a statement and I was like, as long as I'm not feeling guilty, then I'm not doing anything wrong. And I was like, oh, wow. So you're committing adultery, but you're not feeling guilty.
So in this case that she just stated, that a man committing adultery, biblically, it is wrong. Even we both know that you're hurting the woman that is at home, and his conscience is still not telling him that is wrong.
Okay.
Do you still think it is right?
Sorry to ask you that question, but you as an individual, you doing that practice, is your conscience going to be hitting you always?
What if he doesn't even have a
man now or the woman? Who's conscious now?
Do you know how conscience works?
Okay.
You're just trying to place yourself in that other person that you are trying to hurt our shoes. How will you feel?
As a woman now,
you know that some people do not have conscience anymore.
At all.
Their conscience is dead. In that case, are you still saying that person is still morally right?
That is not about morality. I think what the person just needs is deliverance.
So in that aspect now,
that one is just deliverance.
For
wait, if
example,
I understand you correctly, because he said morality has to do with conscience.
Yes.
Okay, because for example, psychopaths.
If you are coming from the angle of the person is not having conscience.
Yeah.
If any individual is not having conscience, that means you need deliverance. The devil has taken a better part of it. That is what
this one is not like he doesn't have conscience. He said this particular thing is doing.
He doesn't have conscience.
He does not feel guilty, meaning he's right.
That is what we are saying. If the conscience is working, as I have stated, it's because the conscience is not working. Because you as an individual, if the woman in question do that,
how will you feel?
Okay, so for Grace, permit me to also say that your conscience is dead. You need deliverance because your church, they are telling you you are wearing trousers, you're not allowed. No. And you're saying your conscience,
I think
it has to do with conscience. You need deliverance.
That one, I think earlier on I stated that if civilization have setting, this is a foreign culture
Western
that was imbibed in you. So if your civilization, religion is not morality.
Yeah.
Do you get? We always take religion to be morality, or morals rather. Your morals is your self personality. You can be respectful. A Muslim can be respectful, humble, don't steal, and they are not religious.
Yeah,
so it's your personality. That is why I use conscience, because every individual, whether you go to church, you don't go to church, you have that conscience in you.
Yeah.
I will still say, she said religion is not morality.
Yeah.
It's not
Bible,
morals. Yeah.
the Bible forbids adultery, Abi.
Yeah.
Religion is not morality. Meaning to say, what fact that he's justifying himself that is right, that means it's also right.
Well, I think we should just say a little bit about religion.
Aside me going to church, I know that adultery is not something
That is good.
So that is, I don't have to go to church before I know that adultery is bad, because we are humans.
The issue of religion now, I think when the Western people took over, when they colonized us, they make Bible seem as though it is our rule of law, and that is why most
Our
of the
mirror.
things, that is why most of the things we see as morality these days are things that stem from the Bible. Because even outside the country, I think the Pope is still one of the people that, when they want to make decision, I think in USA, the Pope also have a say in the decision they make. That is to tell you how much religion has on our morality. So I think to an extent, I believe that religion is also one thing that impacts on what we see as morals in this day. Because even parents, they teach you in the way of the Lord. That's what they say. We'll teach you in the way of the Lord.
And
so
people that are not in the way of the Lord,
Okay.
the people that are not Christians,
they are
what
free
do you say?
thinkers.
And the
No, even the Quran. The Quran also teaches.
what of the traditionalists?
Okay.
So where is it? That is what I'm saying. Religion is not moral.
Yeah.
It is your personality. It is just a clear personality of who you are. And that kind of a girl that I'm quiet. I used to say, people always see me, I'm quiet. I used to tell people that I'm not quiet. I'm only reserved, because that's my personality. You can't trigger me. You can't do something to trigger me and you want me to be quiet.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You give
so
them
it's just your
backbone.
personality of being reserved. You don't react when it's not necessary.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure that when people are listening to this, they can feel that Lady Grace is back. Yes, she's back. Okay. So what can you say about moral decadence? In your opinion, who plays a larger role in raising a child? Is it the society or the parents? Now, looking at the Anini story, according to the story, it says that the mother tried to stop him. But now his environment, his peers, and his choice, like you said, morals is about what you think is right, your own perspective. Okay, so now, who do you think plays a larger role in raising a child? Is it the society or the parent?
I would still say the parent for me, because like the Bible rightly said, charity begins
At
home.
Yeah.
The story said his mother tried to correct him, but what way did she use in correcting? Yes. What strategy did she use? She get, because when you, like, from small, you know, there's some children you give something to outside, they'll tell you no, thank you.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
take for example now, sometimes last month I used to make my hair, and sometimes when they finish making my hair, I just give the girls 200 naira and all of that. So I was going out that day, the woman sent her daughter to go and buy something. So as I was leaving, and I met the girl on the road, she was not the one I was giving the other girl 200. So I now stopped. I was like, oh, fine, girl, take, go and buy biscuit. She said, no, thank you, ma. I said, take now. I've given your mommy their own. Take. She said, no. My mommy said I should not collect anything. That's a child, though. Why is this some other children outside? The fact that I mentioned I've given your mommy now, they'll be collecting.
So not even the fact that you mentioned
just
that,
even that giving
just
alone,
giving her.
they
Even
will
if you
collect
did not
it.
give her, she say, auntie, please give me money.
Exactly, they will collect it. So it's still the parent, because like I just feel the strategy. What strategy are you using to train your child? There's a way this woman would have trained Anini, because if she has really tried, like she said, that guy has no reason to bite her ear. Let's just call a spade. Like, let's call a spade a spade. There's nothing you want to tell me. I trained you. I will not come and meet you. Oh, my son, why did you do this? Mommy, come closer, and I will hit your ear. It doesn't even sound. It does no now. There's something they are not telling us in that story. She did not try enough. That's why the guy still blamed her even before he died. If not, he has no reason to eat her ear off. When she's not chicken, maybe she's not fish.
Okay, so Grace, what can you say about it?
I will go with her. Though parents primary stakeholder of the society, because that is where you are coming from. Do you understand? But the secondary stakeholder are still your neighborhood, the society at large. You are the stakeholder of the society. Do you understand? Then we'll talk about institutions and all of that.
Then we'll talk about church.
It's part of institutions. So it's part of institutions. So that is it for me. Let me give you an instance why I said neighborhoods, especially neighbors in the environment.
Yeah.
Let me give you this story. When I was in Benin, I have this neighbor. She's a single mother. I'm sorry to give this story. I'm not supposed to give this story.
Yeah, forgiven.
I just hope she's not hearing right now. She has this little daughter.
Okay.
I think about 9 years. No, I called this girl sometimes ago. I said, Faith, please come and help me to get these things. You know what she told me? She said, how much are you giving me if I go?
Okay.
Immediately I said, oh yeah, go and meet your mother. Find your life. Don't come to my doorpost. You get like, with that particular minute, could see calmness. Like she was so
she used to do it. It's a normal thing.
With that rebuke, she felt so embarrassed. She felt, oh, my mother have not been giving me this correction.
Yeah, sure.
So the neighborhood especially, let me just say, they are part of the primary stakeholders because some parents, they are just
you don't
careless.
have time actually.
Do you understand?
You don't have time.
Especially
like a 9 to 5 mom, maybe an 8 to 5.
You should be part of a watchdog of a child.
Yeah, like Yoruba people will say too that it's only 2 people that give birth to a child, but many people take part in raising that child. So I think it's both the society and the parent that raises a child. You can't be everywhere your child is.
True.
But then people can be where your child is. Say a 16-year-old girl is talking to a guy and the mom is probably at home or she's at work. It is the people in the neighborhood that would tell the mom, like, I saw your daughter with someone. Now, it also depends on how the mother react. Some mothers will tell you the next time you see her, beat her.
Why some will tell you cannot
some
be my
will tell
child.
you that you can't touch my child. Nobody should be. I'm the only one that can correct my child.
When I was
And the parent.
when I was secondary school, I have this, when you are getting to SS2,
Fine
get
girl.
together. So I think I used to have all those roadside bros.
Babe.
Will I call them pedophiles? Because I'm just young.
But you were liking the attention now. What do you want to say?
Okay, I'm just a teenager. I'm vulnerable at that particular time. So there's this bros that picked me up from my school with his car and dropped me off.
At home.
You entered the car.
The first
caramel chocolate, chocolate caramel.
I think the first day, I never know because my house is far from the street, so I have to walk down. Before I get home,
they already told your mom.
My mom is already out.
Information.
Nice.
Do you understand? Because they already know my mother to be so disciplined. So if she cannot use her eye to see, so definitely
it's someone that will see for her.
You now serve as the amebo and I say thank you for shaping my life. I said no, as
you still not told us what you were doing inside brother car.
No, what do you mean? Free ride. Okay. Who not like better?
Okay, I remember his story too. Okay, my first relationship. Don't judge me.
Okay.
Okay, there was a sweet Fanta and light guy.
Okay.
So then I was learning this computer stuff in a cafe, and my street has to be either you pass the community road, the long road, or you pass shortcut. So anytime he escorts me back home if I'm coming, the guy used to work in that cafe too. I don't like passing that street because my dad, the people know my dad in that
street.
That's in that street. From the junction side, they will know me. So I used to pass that shortcut because that shortcut bush and just fish shop. So that once particularly, this has been going on for a while now. One particular day, we were just going away. He held my hand. We were just like swinging our hand, talking. Assuming I knew.
Village love.
I did not sight my mommy from far. I did not see her from far. I swear. She was already close to me. And the first thing she did, she just gave me slap. I was so embarrassed. This shop here. There was one container here that they used to sew clothes. Guy, she first gave me slap. She now shouted at him that like get out. Like me, I even felt bad. We never say pin because me, I don't already chop slap for face. Yeah,
you don't hold on to that.
He shot turned back and he was going. Mommy, I don't know where she was going to, but she's not going to following me the way we turned like that. Do you know what this woman did? When we entered, she's not my dad anything. No, she said she entered inside room. Next, she said she remove my clothes. It was next. My mom said she like that. She was open my leg. She wanted to know if something has been entering. Oh God, I was so embarrassed. A guy for a very long time. I did not pass that shortcut because I just felt that if I'm passing there, people will point that this is not the girl that a mother slapped that day. I was so ashamed.
And I'm sure that actually shapes the fact that when you were with a guy, you don't want them to hold you because you're you're scared like my mom can see me, someone might see me.
It brings out the culturality
In you, yeah, I get. So in what ways do you think parents contribute to moral decay? Now, we know of pastors who are upright. We're talking about religious men of God. They believe in God. They even shape other people's life. But then their children's behavior leaves much to be desired. Would you still say that their parents are responsible for their unruly behavior?
They must have seen the signs. You know, I just mentioned the pastor.
Yeah.
I will not mention the name of the church. I will not mention the name, but there is this pastor. I was telling my sister, was it last year there about Snapchat? You know Snapchat now?
Yeah.
Where some things that you can't post on WhatsApp, you post.
You post there.
So the girl now, she's in school. Presently, she's in university. I don't know the school that she's in. So this girl now, she used to do all this selfie stuff or mirror selfie. I was like she wear this sometimes crop whatever or singlet that cleavage will be showing, stomach will be showing. I'll be like, see this girl, see Pastor Pikin. Is it that like all this stuff she's posting, like parents or her siblings? Is nobody seeing this thing? So you get, I'm very sure that girl goes on holiday. You on one way or the other, you might have seen her probably exposing her body doing video. Yeah. If you stop her, what are you doing? Turn off that camera or whatever. She gets that one self is still part of it. Even when she goes to school, she's like, my mommy don't want me to show my body or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
There's a sign, you must see something. Except probably you don't have time. You don't have time for the child. If your child is going astray, if you are observant as a parent and you're really there for them, guy, you will know that something is going on.
Yeah.
Like this Pikin now, like it's not straight.
But
something
some kids pretend a lot, right?
Yes, but a mother that really, especially mothers, fathers, they don't really
take
have
note
time
of
because
things,
they're just going out to also for the family to eat and all of that. But mothers, if your child is going astray, you will know.
Yeah, I don't.
Like a mother will ask you, how far Grace? What is wrong? See, even till now, if I'm not smiling genuinely, my mommy know. She will want to know what happened. Like tell her, she will keep asking me. So there's no how a mother, there's no how you want to pretend to do this, except maybe you guys are not close. Okay. That's especially for the mothers, they will know except they just pretend that they don't.
And I will also say that sometimes parents project their lives on their kid. You get, they have this particular way of wanting you to behave. Don't do this, don't do that. Now, let's take, for example, sex education. So instead of parents telling you, I don't want to see you with a man, why don't you give that child sex education? So because you say you don't want to see the child with a man, the man now thinks, why don't they want me to see? Children are naturally curious to know things. Why don't she want me to be with a man? Then because they want to now see why the mother does not want them to be with a man, they have to move with men that would ruin their life.
I want to see what want to happen.
Exactly. Let me see what will happen.
Let me come from this angle. Talking about what the last thing, I think you're talking about over-involvement.
Yeah.
You know, it's different thing for you to know how to discipline your child. Different thing for you to be too involved
in their life. Like some parents do not know when to stop and when to push.
Yeah. Do you get it? I think I said the lines in one previous episode. I said, there is no manual of raising a child.
Yeah, sure.
It is along the process you getting to learn from them too. Do you understand? Learn from the child too. You get to know every of their differences, every of their personality. Your first child's behavior might not be
different from the second.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So let me use myself as a case study. Actually, I came from a very Christian home. When I say a core Christian home, do you understand? So, and I'm the firstborn. My discipline was coming from the aspect of they want to make me the perfect person.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand?
No flaws.
Yeah, no flaws. But I'm just human.
And there's nobody without flaws.
Sometimes know when to stop, know when to push hard. I'm not allowed to have friends. Nobody visits me. No, I don't visit anybody. That kind of a child. What experience do you want them to have? Do you understand? Me saying over involvement in the sense that when you are too involved, you are too nosy into
make them curious.
It makes them curious. And when they actually have that little opportunity of going out there,
they fly.
Is this practical aspect of you tying a chicken for several hours. When you lose that chicken, immediately that chicken will first of all put one leg down.
Okay.
For you, do you actually free me? And immediately that chicken will run. And the chicken will never come back.
You don't fly fence.
That's the practical aspect of you
raising
be too involved in your child's life. You are too choky. Don't even get to hear their own perspective, why they are doing this, why they want to do
it.
This.
Yeah. I think I understand what you're trying to say, and that is where the role of communication comes in. There's nothing bad in you sitting your child down, having communication with them. Talk to them as though they are your friend. Let them open up to you as though they are open. Yeah. as though they are opening up to their friend. The way they would open up to your friend. Sometimes parents can just tell their kids, I'm not your mom at this moment. I am your friend. What's going on with you? Talk to me. I was also the kind of person that really does not open up while growing up. I was always like alone by myself. And then there was a day my sister said, I'm your elder sister. Whatever you want to say, I am open to hear you. Talk to me about it. And up to today, she's one person that if she calls me and I sound down, my sister will ask me straight up, what's wrong with you? She knows when I sound cool. She knows when I sound so happy. She knows.
There's no how you want to pretend.
Exactly.
She
would know. So I think she had made me see her as, I'm not just your sister. You know, elder sisters can be so firm and everything. So I have this relationship of she's my elder sister, and I also have the relationship of she's my friend. Because when my sister sees things that she's not comfortable with, she calls me immediately, what's the meaning of that rubbish? And she puts it through to me, I don't like it, don't do that again, everything. But that does not mean the next time I call her, we won't talk as friends. It will always, I have a gist for you. So she was able to build in me that I am your sister, I can correct you. And then she was still able to build that I am still your friend, you can still confide in me.
Elijah, thank you for that experience. I have the same experience when growing up. My mother is that kind, you know, I told you she's this iron hand woman. I used to call her one woman mopo. she wanted to bring that perfection. Oh, I have this perfect child. Because of that, I don't have freedom to communicate with her because she's too serious. Fear always grip me
when you want to talk to her.
At a point in my life, I lose self-esteem because it will be a case of, do you see this so person in church? Do you see so person in church? I could not communicate to her freely. As a matter of fact, I'm now even more closer to my dad because my dad gave me that a little sense of listening ear. I can tell you that my first menstrual period as a girl, I was not able to tell my mother. Mom. I was not able to tell my mother out of fear. You know, she already know what it is. She would have already known what it is. She will tell me that, when you started following men, how will you not be bleeding? She already knows what's going on. She inculcates that fear in me. My first menstrual flow, I have to go and tell my dad this is what I'm going through. Because my daddy that went to go and buy sanitary pad for me. When I was in school, if I want to collect money, I have to pass through my father. You know, as a lady, that is not it.
You're supposed to be closer to your mom, actually.
When growing up, I have younger ones because I already know what I passed through. I don't want them to pass through that.
The
just
same thing.
What you said, maybe that is what your elder sister passed through, and she don't want you to pass through. There's a particular time that my younger one has to be my partner, partner in crime. Not really partner in crime. We can confide in
each other.
Well, if I want to do something now, my younger brother, because I can't relate to my mother, I have to relate to someone in the family. So I see him as someone my confider.
Someone you trust.
Sorry, my story is getting bored. There's one particular time that my younger sister, because we are just four, I have a younger sister. She's in school. I used to see some sort of pictures post on his status, going out with friends and all of that. I told my mom, I said, this is what I'm observing from your daughter. My mom said, go and caution her now. Do you understand? I already know where I was coming from. I already know what she's talking about. I told her, I said, that is not how to deal with, especially in that her age. She's in the teenage age. She's very vulnerable. She wants to explore. Do you understand? If I want to rebuke her, it's something that she will just block me. I will not be seeing what I'm saying.
I swear.
Do you understand? So if you are too involved, you want to know
everything.
There are manners of times I would call her. I said, show me your friend. I would just only say a line. You already know. I would tell her, show me your friends. I will tell you who you are. I said, I'm not there with you. It's you that know. I'm telling you out of my own experience. Do you understand? You don't need to yell. You don't need to rebuke. You don't need to judge.
I agree, because some people don't say things to you because they feel you judge.
I think that's where comparing of kids come in. Parents sometimes, like I said earlier, that they're trying to project their life on their kids. Like, okay, I wanted to become a medical doctor, but I couldn't achieve that dream. I want you to achieve that dream. And because that child is not meeting up to expectation, they start to compare. Look at Taiwo. She's studying where she's in science class. She's doing this. She's going to become a medical doctor. Whilst you're not trying to see your child's strengths. When I was in the boarding house, there was this lady. She's so good when it comes to drawing. Oh my God. Very good. When she designs for you, you would love it. But she was in science class. And then I just asked her, why are you in science class? What are you doing there? And she was like, oh, my mom wants me to become a medical doctor. I'm telling you free of charge today, the girl is a fashion designer.
Can you see?
Like, and then I realized that, okay, the fact that she could draw and the fact that she's a fashion designer work hand in hand. That means she can create her own designs. Sincerely, which makes sense. Imagine that kind of person, a creative person.
Class, she didn't finish. She was unable to.
She graduated, but then of what choose is it now?
She didn't have passion for it.
Sincerely, she doesn't have passion for it. That's not how she's making money.
Her mother wants Pali now. She has
given her the Pali, and then everybody
let
moves
her
on.
frame it. Make she frame her manga for.
So, do you think parents projecting their lives on their kids, do you think it also contributes to moral decadence in the society?
It does. Because now, okay, the fact that you probably wanted to be a medical doctor or you wanted to be an engineer, you could not achieve it. You now give birth to me. Me now, I like talking. She get, and I like reading novels and I like writing. Yeah. You now want me. I don't like the sight of blood. Me, I go faint inside operation. I go faint inside theater. Do you get? I feel it really like it contributes to it because most of these people, you don't know your child's strengths. So the fact that you are trying to put pressure on them that, okay, I was meant to be this way, I could not achieve it, you must be a medical doctor. I don't know how you want to do it, you must do it. That person now go into science department. Okay, the person might not be good in physics, might not be good in chemistry. At the long run now, you write jam or whatever, you not pass. You come again next year, you try, you not pass. You come again third time, you try, you not pass. Because you need to pass for you to enter school to go to study and become a medical doctor. Now, you try like 4 times, jam keep jabbing you, everything like she get it not pass. If out of frustration, the person might give up, and you know all these talks we see on the road, majority of them, I think the person will not frustration. Now that person will just enter street. I beg my go to find money.
That's
money.
Yes,
Most important thing.
At the point
money, frustration.
At a point they will be frustrated because they are neither here. You don't want them to do this. You don't want they are not capable of doing this. So it gets to a point they are frustrated. That's just the key words.
Yeah, and I think it also affects their sense and their ability of saying that this thing is wrong or this thing is right. Because now, okay, someone that have their own dreams and you're projecting your life on them, they don't know if their dream, they don't know if it is the right thing to do or not. So it affects their sense of judgment. So now when it comes to moral habits, we know it's not all about discipline alone, but parents should be emotionally available for their kids. How do you think parents can balance discipline and emotional availability for their kids? You know, we were talking about them listening to their children, communicating with them the other time. So how can parents balance this? Like, okay, I will discipline you, but then I would still be your friend.
It still boils down to this communication of it.
Exactly.
And one thing I used to say, because I learned from my own life experience.
Okay.
Do you understand? Make your child your friend so that they will be able to confide in you. So that they will be able to have that good relationship with you. I have a father, I have a mother. Let me tell you their difference. My father is a disciplinarian. My mother is a disciplinarian. Their differences is that, like, I feel my dad more than my mom.
Exactly.
And my mom, I told you, I call her one mom. She's
very strict.
She's very strict. But inside that her strictness, I still fear my dad more than her. Because do you know why? Sometimes my daddy's silence can kill you. I think that's a little traces of what I have.
Yeah.
Do you understand? My father we scold you, but he will make you to see the reason
why he did that.
But my mother will deal with you and she will have the imagination of she's just being weak. It's a two different people.
Yeah, sure.
Do you understand? How will you be able to attach to your children? Maybe through communication, your own lifestyle. You as a parent, you will not be telling a child, when I was in school, I used to take first. You never take first.
Nah, lie your result. You know, show us your result.
You are lying to me and you don't want me to be a liar. No,
it's funny how parents make use of lie to train kids, and then you tell them not to lie.
When is even your fault in the first place? They are dumb and they'll go and marry somebody that is dumb. They'll not be telling you the person that carries first in your class, they have 2 heads. Can you imagine?
I'm sorry to say this. When I was growing up, my mother would always tell me, I married as a virgin.
Okay.
I married as a virgin.
You no proof of the handkerchief, she did not keep it.
For my sister, I was born out of wedlock.
Okay.
My mother was married as a virgin.
Okay. Can you tell us so? How did it happen? You see, there's some lie that you will never think that is lie. Imagine that you're not educated.
Why she was growing up?
Do you know that when you were small, you don't understand what all those things were. But now that you are grown, you're educated. You now understand better.
I was already in secondary school when my parents were wedding.
You see,
and
she married as a virgin.
And you tell me I married as a virgin.
Okay, white lie. Okay, there is white lie, there is black lie. Okay.
Do you understand? Know what you are teaching your children.
Yes.
Know what you're teaching.
Yeah, I think I also agree with you. There are ways of teaching your children stuff without coming off harsh.
Exactly.
Like breed them in love. Like there's just this thing when people tell you that, oh, I told my mom this. And you just feel like,
wow. Is everything you tell your mom?
Is everything you tell your mom? Yes. But it's because those women have been able to like train their child to see them as a friend. And yet when they want to correct them, there's this 10 face like, I'm not joking with you now, I'm serious. And they know the difference. Okay, mommy is serious now. Oh, mommy wants to listen to me now. Oh, I shouldn't do this because mommy would not be happy with it.
Exactly.
Now, I want to ask you guys this question. So as an individual, what do you think your parent did and you don't want to do to your child? You know, there are these ways of parent correcting you and everything. You just feel like, if I have a child, I don't want to do this to my child.
Okay. First things first. I don't know if I ever mentioned to you before, Grace, that while growing up, I don't think I have any childhood memory. I've said it before. I can't remember. I can't really remember anything about my childhood because growing up then I grew up in that, I don't know if you know this, Ilasa, Majada, Solo side or whatever. Yes, that area. That was where we grew up before we now moved to Ojo, then before we now moved now. So growing up then, my dad, like, he was in street that I used to have, you check my body, I used to have these marks on my body. My daddy does not use, your mom will use Tony Gary or she will use hand to slap you. My daddy is wire or belt, that head side. See, they're not born you way. My daddy should not come back to the house and meet you outside. Like, I grew up inside the house with my brother. That's why even when I just recently started dressing like a girl, I grew up as a boy. I was always with all this, my trouser, baggy, big polo and all of that. That was the way I actually grew up with my brothers because my sister was never around. She was in Benin at a point when we were growing up. So my brothers I grew up with. So if I probably have a child tomorrow, I've told this thing before that, I'll give them that freedom. I let them breathe. She gets. Funny enough, I'm not trying to say this because fine, I know that there's the way you even make somebody see this thing. Sometimes allow your children make mistakes. So I probably have a child tomorrow. I'll give them that freedom because me, I even feel sometimes aside the beating aspect, drawing them close to you. Oh, this thing you did is not good. Sometimes you also should allow them make mistakes. So I'll allow my child breathe. My mom was working, my daddy was working, so we were always in the house with my aunt, and now we beat us. I remember the only thing I can even remember from when we were small. She used to do this home teaching for us that probably she'll be teaching you I. Listen, yes, you know this one should be beat you. All those that was where I shall grow up. My parents were very busy. God, the first time I had my period, like your daddy was going around. I went to, I think I finished primary school now. Thing came in school. That kind of thing that your mommy, when you're growing up, your mom will have this clothes that they'll be the one. My outing clothes was always in my mommy room. She will not allow me to keep it. Why my normal house clothes? That kind of thing. So I just sneaked into her room to go and steal one clothes that she recently bought. It was fine. I was like, I want to go and show off in the lesson because it was the school that my brother was going to. So when they were doing that summer lesson, I was supposed to go there to start lesson. And when the school resumed, I'll resume finally and all of that. I went to rock the clothes. That's why I ate white. The thing was white. I went to this, guy. I know that after a time people were laughing at me. I didn't know why they were laughing at me. Yes. I didn't know why they were laughing at me. It was one guy. I don't know the guy's face because it was just a place I went to for the first time. That guy, I was like, come. I'm like, you are stained. I'm like, I'm stained. When I saw red blood. I was not crying that Avinjo. I don't even know what was doing me at that point. I was crying that Avinjo. So somebody now told them that my brother is in so class. The shame can call my brother. So he naturally looked for jacket from. That was how I tied my waist. He said I should be going on. As I got home, nobody was at home. My mommy and my daddy, they went to work. I was not crying. What will I do? I went to go and meet our neighbor. That one, they have one pako, this and outside. They used to do lesson. That one was not telling me. I was like, ma, I'm bleeding. Because at some point, water, blood is coming out. I was just crying. So it was not later. One woman that used to say something in our street, Mama Chioma, may God bless that woman. Because that woman that now gave me this, she never collect money from me. I was like, my mommy come, and we repair. Even this thing they even gave me, because I kept using tissue to sugar. I never know how to use it. It was not in the night. I just don't know how I managed in the night. When my mommy not came back, not carry on that way. When actually you gum it like this, you bend it like this. When I already cry, what you do that I've enjoyed. They were very busy when I was growing up. So one thing I want to do for my child, if I give birth in the future, like I'll create time for my child, no matter how busy I am. Like show them that you love them. Like create time for them. You get even if it's an 8 to 5, when you come in, and even if it's 1 hour, you have to spend time with them. Spend time with them, or make your weekend free. Make them exactly give them that time, and also let your child read. Teach them, like let them at least once in a while, let them make mistakes so that they will learn. See, this boy that eat his head now on that bed. Small children, they probably know something, but they can't talk. As this boy went to eat his head now on the bed, tomorrow he will not go. He won't crawl there and go and put his head, but you know he will eat his head. So that's just the thing. That's what I would do.
So Grace, what is that thing that you don't want to do to your children but was done to you?
I think Precious have stated it's all making, especially that language, allow them to make mistakes. Make mistakes. Allow them to. We are not perfect, and experience, they say, is the best teacher. When growing up, people always see me that I'm reserved, I'm quiet, and I'm never an introvert. I'm that kind of, when growing up, I'm this kind of a girl that I'm always bubbly, busybody. But my mother don't want that. She wants this
calm, collected,
sophisticated,
composure.
You understand?
Mindful.
She remembered
Very
that.
mindful.
Do you understand? Sometimes when I get to high institution, I think there's a course, child rights.
Yeah.
There's a right of a child. When you take it out, you remove the self-esteem from that child. That is literally what I passed through. That is when I was in institution. That was when I knew that I was abused as a child. It's part of abuse. Yeah. Do you understand? I was abused as a child when you don't want me to be myself. You understand? Because I used to be this girl that I have manly voice. Anytime I talk, it will echo from that. You understand? I have manly voice. It echoes. Do you understand? It's as if my mother was ashamed of it. How can a girl be, you understand, can be this loud and too? She reduced me to have that low self-esteem of myself that I cannot.
No confidence.
No confidence. Do you understand? I literally fight it. It takes me a very long time to be coming out of my shell because you want me to be that
perfect human.
You human. I cannot be. Allow me to learn from my mistakes. Talking about you as a parent, you are not show love. Let them feel that love.
Yeah.
If an outsider is their confider, that means
they'll become something else.
That means you have lost as a parent.
Totally.
You have lost as a parent.
Thank you, ladies. I think I really enjoyed this episode, and I'm sure our listener out there are going to enjoy it as much as I do today. So this is a take home for parents. Please, there are ways of training kids by, you're training them and you're still showing them love. You're allowing them make mistakes and learning from their mistakes. Do not train your child the way you were trained. If you do that, that means you continue to create a generation of people that are hurt and they're emotionally broken.
Downcasted.
Yeah, that they're emotionally broken and wounded. And that is not necessary. That is not even safe for our society. So on today's episode, that will be all. But next week, we're also talking about the parental effect. But this time around, we're bringing in people that can talk about it in other perspective when it comes to academic and marriage. So we're bringing them to discuss this with us next week. Look forward to that, because I'm looking forward to that episode like this. I'm really, really looking forward to that episode. Yeah, let me thank the people in the studio. But before then, let me thank our listener for always tuning in, for always listening. We love you so very much.
Our loyalty.
Yes, we love you so very much. And then we want to say a big thank you to our producer,
President General among the
Paul, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in the studio. And also to Toby Lava. Thank you for joining us in the studio. And to my amazing, beautiful ladies, Grace and Precious. Thank you for joining me on this episode. I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
Having us. We love you too.
Just grab that popcorn. Save money so that the next episode,
like seriously,
you understand, you will see men talking.
Sincerely, you will see men talking. And until next time, do have a great weekend.